This session is about tech mergers. So what do you mean when you talk about tech mergers? Tech mergers is the umbrella term that includes mergers and acquisitions in digital markets. These are often called concentrations in some jurisdictions, and they involve situations when two or more previously independent companies merge, or when one or more companies acquire the control of parts of one or more companies. And digital companies have made extensive use of mergers and acquisitions, or of tech mergers, to expand their scale and scope in recent years. These transactions have included, for example, buying businesses that have become or could become competitors to the acquiring company, for example, Facebook acquiring Instagram. It could also include acquisitions of business that would give a firm a strong position in a related market. And that's the case, for example, with Google's acquisition of DoubleClick, the advertisement technology company. And a third way, a third strategy, are concentrations targeting data-driven business in adjacent or downstream markets, which may help to entrench acquiring companies' strong position in the market. And that has been the case, for example, with Google's acquisition of Fitbit, the wearables firm. And there are now concerns that some of these mergers, some of these tech mergers, have not been facing proper scrutiny in the past by competition authorities, and that big technology firms have now been using these mergers and acquisitions as a strategy to cement that market dominance, and this have been leading to harm to consumers and to competitors. Digital rights organizations should care about tech mergers because they have really important impacts on consumers, but also on other companies operating in digital markets. There are general concerns that mergers, especially in technology sectors, can make the markets more concentrated, entrench the power of dominant firms, and lead to undesirable consumer outcomes, such as higher prices, lower quality, lower service, and reduce the range of products and services available to consumers. And mergers between technology firms could lead to new forms of consumer harms, the forms that are not really easily or fully captured by traditional metrics of competition. And these include, for example, when consumers would face reduction in the quality of services by the elimination of other competitors. For example, when a dominant firm eliminates a competitor and can therefore raise digital advertisement or lower privacy standards, and then be adopting more intrusive data collection practices. A second type of harm that could occur because of technology mergers are related to the potential loss of competition when dominant firms acquire innovative startups and remove them from the market. And these are often called killing acquisitions, and they can lead consumers to lose out on future innovation and future competition for these nascent firms. Then a third way of harming consumers through tech mergers is when a dominant firm acquires a firm that provides key inputs or infrastructure to the market. And because of that acquisition, it might be the case they're going to discriminate against competitors or treat other businesses unfairly and prevent them from accessing this infrastructure and these inputs, and therefore from providing services and products to the consumers. One way that digital rights organizations could be involved in the enforcement of tech mergers regulations would be through providing evidence to inform the investigations conducted by competition authorities and to inform the policy debates around tech mergers more generally. And one way of doing that is raising the right questions and providing evidence to back the answers, including things such as, could a tech firm that is being acquired grow to become a relevant competitor in the future? Has this dominant firm engaged in similar practice or in similar patterns of acquisitions in the past that could raise concerns? Could the merger potentially give the tech firm the power to control access to key infrastructure and to key inputs, for example, access to a marketplace or access to a really valuable data set? And another question could be, Could a merger give the technology firm access to important consumer data, and that in a way that would raise barriers to entry and make that platform harder to challenge in the future? So these are some of the questions that if digital rights organizations are able to provide answers to, would be very valuable to the enforcement of tech merger regulation, but could also help to inform the general policy debate around them. And a second way, of course, which is not available in all jurisdictions, but some might be available, is to provoke competition authorities to look into some of the mergers that have not met mandatory notification thresholds and request that the mergers are actually scrutinized and their effects on consumers and on competition overall assessed by competition authorities.